Hi everybody, Emily here for Hip Kit Club. I'm sharing with you today a layout I created using the September kit, and I followed the color challenge that we've got this month. And for this challenge we had to use pink, blue and craft. Now what I like with the color challenge is that you can really make it work the way you want to, and as with any colors you can use different shades. With the September kit, as you know, there's no actual craft paper. There was one in the August kit, and also in the July kit, if I remember rightly, but the September kit hasn't got any craft. So this is where it works quite well to use shades of. So I'll show you how I made it work. So I started by choosing my blue and my pink. So these are very autumnal, very vintagey kind of colors and shades, and I really love them. And they've got a bit of a country chic kind of look about them. I started by gutting the background paper so that I can reuse that paper for other project, and I tore around the edge of that super cute blue flowery paper. I rolled off all the edges, the torn edges around the paintbrush to give it a worn-off look, and I glued it onto my background. So once I've done that, I'm quite happy that my pink and my blue part of this challenge have been fulfilled, and I'm looking at how I'm going to bring in that craft colour. So craft is a shade of brown really, and I decided to go with some embellishments that would bring that brown nature kind of colors. We've got some wooden embellishments as well in this kit. So yeah, I'm just going through at first all the ephemeras, bringing out all the flowers. You know how much I love to layer flowers and leaves, so I thought that would be the perfect challenge for that. And just going through everything that came in a kit and trying to pull out the colors that would work for this blue, pink and craft challenge. I'm now trimming the photograph of Sophia, and I absolutely love how she's wearing that mustardy kind of top on it, and it really reinforced that autumnal look that I'm going for with this layout. It'll help me as well to integrate it all, because as you can see, the torn edges of the blue paper have behind them a bit of a mustard colour, so it kind of all fits together. I have fussy cut loads of the white flowers, so I spared you sitting down through it, and I just fussy cut them so you can see I've got them out. And now I'm playing around with where I'm going to place all my elements on my layout, and that will help me as well to choose what elements I'm going to add to this layout. I knew I wanted to use those white flowers for sure, so I'm starting with trying to layer it, and I also want it to bring still with the idea of the craft, so craft as well with nature. I'm going a bit with a wood grain, and I'm mounting my photograph on the wood grain paper. So my first white flower, my first white flower is in place, and my photograph now is in place. So I'm now mounting the other flowers on top of my layout, and using some sticky foam pads for that, just to add that volume. I am playing with layering all those white flowers and making sure that's in place, because I know that's going to go there and I want that as my base. So it also helps breaking the busyness of the layout, because you've got that pink on the background, you've got a really busy blue paper behind the photo, so that helps break it all a little bit and soften it and bring a bit of fresh air through it with the white, and kind of a good breath, like bit breathing. So I want to play around and see what other element I'm gonna add. So I want to add that little bit of wood embellishment, just the same again, going with the craft, going with that natural look. I haven't got an actual craft, so I'm making it work with what I've got in this kit, still fulfilling the recipe. This is definitely the part I prefer about the scrapbooking process, is just that part where you layer embellishment, especially if it's florals. I absolutely love layering florals. But I just love the fact that it's where your layout come alive, and this is where, if you had a good base and you were happy with it, this is where your layout just like pops and it gives it those finishing touch. And then sometimes if you actually didn't like what you'd made so far, sometimes this is the point where you totally salvage your layout and your layout take a complete U-turn and you end up having something that you absolutely love. I love those titles, those handwritten thickers, and but the problem with them, I always find that on my layout, for some reason I can see it works with everybody else, but on my layout I always find that they get lost. So a technique that I love to use to really make them shine and make them pop but still keep the thinness of it is to mount them onto some pattern paper. And here I wanted to repeat the pattern paper that was in the background. I didn't want to bring in yet another pattern paper because it's a really busy layout. So I just brought back that pink from behind and I mounted it and fuzzy cut around it, and I just absolutely love the effect because it's not too big of a title as if it was just individual letters. It still retained that script look, but at the same time it helps it pop on top of my busy photograph and busy background. I am mounting it onto double-sided sticky foam pad to bring some volume and really keep having it coming at the forefront of my layout. Here I am adding a few more leaves around my page, just trying to add those little finishing touches and finishing details. I like to curl them around my paintbrush to give them that natural look, so that it looks just like leaves that you find on the ground, in the forest, or at the bottom of your tree. That's something I absolutely adore. So still playing around, trying to find placement. This is the time where you spend a lot of time doing not much, but it's where the time is very well spent because you can't really rush through that and you really need to think about where you're going to place everything and make your layout balanced. So this is where I spend a lot of time for not much changes on my layout, and I'm flicking through embellishment, trying to find things that works. I'm adding a few of those layer small flowers because I still want that background flowers to look like a bunch of flowers, like a bunch of flowers you would have sitting on your dining table or on in somewhere around your house. And I just want to still bring it that layered look. In order to keep my page completely balanced, this is one of my usual trick, I add a other embellishment on the top opposite corner to where the heaviest part of my layout is. So as you can see on the bottom right corner of my layout is where most of the weight of my embellishment sit. Therefore, to balance it, I add on the opposite corner, so that means on the top left corner of my layout, I layered colours that are already present on my layout, but that fit in with the colour challenge of this month. And then I'm adding my journaling with my stamps. I know it's not very visible against that paper, but I still think that it works. I didn't particularly want to have my journaling completely standing out, but it's still readable. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my layout. Please don't hesitate to comment any question you may have, and thank you very much for watching and for your time. Thank you. Bye bye.